Exodus chapter 18. And Jethro, the priest of Midian, the father-in-law of Moses, heard all as much as the Lord did to Israel, to his own people. For the Lord led Israel out of Egypt. Then Jethro, the father-in-law of Moses, took Zipporah, the wife of Moses, after her release, and the 2 sons of his. The name to the one was Gershom, saying, I was a sojourner in an alien land. And the name of the second was Eleazar, saying, For the God of my father is my helper, and he rescued me from out of the hand of Pharaoh. And came forth Jethro, the father-in-law of Moses, and the sons, and the wife to Moses, into the wilderness, of which place he camped at the mountain of God. And it was announced to Moses, saying, Behold, your father-in-law Jethro comes to you, and your wife, and your 2 sons with him. And Moses came forth to meet with his father-in-law, and did obeisance to him, and kissed him, and they greeted one another, and he brought them into the tent. And Moses described to his father-in-law all as much as the Lord did to Pharaoh and to the Egyptians on account of Israel, and all the trouble coming to them in the way, and that the Lord rescued them from out of the hand of Pharaoh and from out of the hand of the Egyptians. And Jethro was amazed by all the good things which the Lord did to them, that the Lord rescued them from out of the hand of the Egyptians and from out of the hand of Pharaoh. And Jethro said, Blessed be the Lord, for he rescued his people from out of the hand of the Egyptians and from out of the hand of Pharaoh. Now I know that the Lord is great above all the gods. Because of this, that they made an attempt against them. And Jethro, the father-in-law of Moses, took whole burnt offerings and sacrifice offerings to God. And Aaron and all the elders of Israel came to eat bread with the father-in-law of Moses before God. And it came to pass, after the next day, Moses sat down to judge the people. And all the people stood by Moses from morning until evening. And Jethro, seeing all as much as he did to the people, says, What is this which you do to the people? Why do you sit down alone, and all the people stand by you from morning until afternoon? And Moses says to his father-in-law, Because the people come to me to seek after a judgment from God. For whenever there is to them a dispute, and they should come to me, I litigate each, and I instruct them in the orders of God and his law. And the father-in-law said to Moses to him, Not rightly do you do this thing, and you will be corrupted in insufferable corruption, and all this people which is with you. This thing is heavy on you. You will not be able to act yourself alone. Now then, hear me, and I shall advise you, and God will be with you. You become to the people for the things before God, and you shall offer their words to God, and you shall testify to them the orders of God and his law, and you shall signify to them the ways in which they shall go by them, and the works which they shall do. And you yourself look about from all of the people for men, mighty and godly, just men, detesting pride. And you shall place of them over them commanders of thousands, and commanders of hundreds, and commanders of 50s, and commanders of 10s. And they shall judge the people every hour. But the enormous thing they shall offer unto you, but the little matters of the judgments they shall judge them, and they shall lighten the load from you, and shall give aid to you. If this thing you do, Then God will strengthen you, and you will be able to stand, and all this people shall come unto their own place with peace." And Moses hearkened to the voice of his father-in-law, and did as much as he said to him. And Moses chose mighty men from all Israel, and appointed them over them as commanders of thousands, and commanders of hundreds, and commanders of fifties, and commanders of tens, and judicial recorders. And they judged the people every hour. But the enormous matter they offered to Moses, but every light matter they judged themselves. And Moses sent out his own father-in-law, and he went forth unto his land.